Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are good. I just wanted to congratulate all the students across South Africa who have finished yet another academic year. Listen here, nobody else understands the difficulties of student life than students themselves. You know, I just finished my master's degree, so I know the pain, but I know the joy that comes in the morning when you know I'm done writing, I'm done submitting, I'm just done. It's holiday time. Yes. But you know, as I was thinking about you guys, all the students all over the place, I just realized, there's something that a lot of people don't share about the student life journey, and that is the value of the time that you have right now as a student. Guys, I know it's holiday season and you just want to break off the exams and all the work that you've been doing, but your holidays are actually a very valuable tool that you have as a student. It's valuable time that you have to invest in yourself and invest in your future career. Because right now, of course, being a student, you're unemployed, and most of the time holidays come around and you think it's an invitation to just hang out with your friends, fool around, and just relax the entire time. Guys, I'm here to tell you that do not fall for that trap. Just utilize the time that you have in your hands wisely. So that's what this episode is all about, guys. I want to give some advice to students about using your holiday time, your vacation time wisely, putting it to the max. Listen here. Right, so first and foremost, the reason why this is so important is because every student will reach the point where your studies come to an end. It will come to an end, guys. Student life is not forever. I think we get wrapped up in just the vibe of being a student, campus life and all the things. But at some point, this part comes to an end and you're supposed to navigate transitioning into your career, finally starting somewhere, and you start from the bottom, let me tell you that. Now, with that being said, a very valuable tool is gaining practical experience throughout your studies, right? So when I was in first year, it was actually part of the curriculum. Out of all the courses we were doing, there was also a course called practical experience or practical work, whatever the case may be. In first year, we had to do a compulsory 100 hours of practical work, and it could come about any which way you could make it happen. So the construction committee, and on campus, I think they organized a good 40 hours for us early on in the year. Part of initiation, part of orientation and stuff like that. The construction students had to go and revamp a local school in Khayelitsha. I was studying at UCT. So we went to Khayelitsha to just go and revamp the school and, paint the school, just fix up the joint, just do a bunch of construction work at the school. So that was 40 hours, Monday to Friday. We had that week to do that. And then they were like, guys, the rest of your 100 hours, go and figure it out. So 100 hours doesn't sound that much, but when you're really trying to fill up that time, you're just like, where am I gonna get this work? And what I did was I got work during the holidays. So for me, throughout my varsity career, in fact, June holidays, I actually decided that I'm going to use my June holidays to do work. And it's really tough in South Africa, with unemployment being as high as it is, finding work is just so difficult. So when you're a student, your needs are being met, whether by your parents, whether by your varsity provisions and things like that. You've got a roof over your head, you've got time on your hands. So quite frankly, I saw it as an opportunity to just work for free, guys. Yes, work for free. I just went to different construction companies and I was just like, hey, I'm a student, I need to get 100 hours of practical work. Could I come and job shadow you guys? Could I come and spend some time with your team, whatever the case may be? So yeah, that's actually how I got one of my first practical experience jobs in Cape Town. It was with a small construction company, and they were actually a non-profit organization. They were doing small scale alternative building technology projects, and a residential level. So they were using different materials to build houses quickly, for the poor, trying to do things like, repairing, fragmented societies and things like that. You're trying to eradicate shacks, but replacing them with this, alternative building technology. So yeah, I was there for a good about 3-4 weeks. Hey, I was with them for quite some time. And if you think about doing maybe 40 hours a week, I think by the end of those June holidays in my first year, I'd already gathered the 100 hours I needed to meet the practical experience credits. And it was amazing. It was a great experience. And it's things like that where if you're fortunate enough to have transport and, I think Cape Town is a great city to not need a car. You can get around quite easily, whether with a bus or taxis and things like that. So it was really great. I really managed to utilize my time during the June holidays of first year very well. And then after that went as well as it did, I really decided, guys, you know what? I think I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this. So even when I then go home to Johannesburg in holidays, like after that, maybe the following year or something like that, I did the same thing. Just went around asking small construction companies to bring me on board. Now, why I highlight small companies is because a lot of the time I think we've got, our eyes in the sky and we want to work for these ginormous big construction companies, you want to name drop and say, I did work for these people, work for that people. But what I've noticed is it's very difficult getting in the door with them. They've got very structured internship programs, and for those, they want you to be graduates already. So I was like, okay, I'm not a graduate, I'm still studying, so it's fine. I'll just go to any old construction company and get my way through. The company I worked for back home, it was actually literally in the same neighborhood. I found a contractor that worked in our neighborhood, so I could actually walk to the construction company and spend my days there. And yeah, it was great as well. Again, good, valuable experience. So guys, not to just keep talking about the different experiences I had across my undergraduate degree of 3 years, all I'm saying is that by the time I graduated, I had a CV that had multiple experiences on it. And I'm telling you, that is literally gold, because like I mentioned earlier, with how high unemployment is, when it's now time to get out there and look for work, when you're competing with hundreds of other unemployed students, anything to get you over the line, anything to have a better looking CV than the other. And that's what it's about, guys. At the end of the day, don't forget that with how limited the supply of jobs is, it's really going to take anything and everything to get yourself that job. And I must let you know, I've been part of what do you call it, like an adjudication of interviews. So I've been part of that before, where we were getting some interns and being part of that adjudication. And we're looking at the CVs, we're doing the questions, and so on and so forth. At some point, when you had like 2 candidates who really performed well in the interview, you started to look at, okay, what can they bring to the table? And you look at what's in their CV. And unfortunately, and the reality is, the student who had some experience on their CV was the one who got the opportunity. So that's fundamentally why I decided to share this story of mine, guys. I've bumped into some youngsters who they've graduated, it's time to look for work. You ask them, cool, but what experience do you have? Is there anything that you've done during your varsity years? And when they say nothing, guys, it's really not a good look. I don't think it's the best way to represent yourself, to say that in the 3 years that I was studying, over and above going to class every day, I did nothing. So I know we're juggling assignments, we're juggling the actual courses themselves, but know that when it comes to holidays, literally you've just finished exams, and that's what I was saying. I usually target my June exam, the June holidays, because you've just written June exams, you've submitted all your assignments, and it is that time to breathe. So, June holidays are sometimes like 3 to 6 weeks long. Why not take 2-3 weeks out of the 5 weeks, however long you have? Those holidays were really long, and trust me, you can get very bored at home. You can get very broke trying to go out and have fun the entire holiday. So why not actually put your time to use and get to work, guys? Accumulate some experience on your CV and do something to just stand out when it's time to actually get your job. So yeah, guys, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share, but that was really fundamentally it. Hey, I just wanted to say, guys, this time is time that you will never get back. So if you think about all the times you spent on holiday, lounging around at home, streaming series, and just chilling with your friends, and then it gets to the point where you need to find work and you've got nothing to show for it on your CV, it's basically blank, all you've got is your degree. You know what I'm saying? So it really makes the world of a difference if you can have just some valuable input to show that while I was gathering theoretical knowledge through my years at varsity, I was applying that knowledge practically by learning from these various places and equipping myself such that now I'm at your doorstep and I'd like to learn more but also contribute as well. So right guys, I think I'll leave it there. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that it helped you. I hope it is like valuable advice, really. But otherwise, I guess I'll call it a day right here. You know what to do, guys. Like, subscribe, please share the content. I'm sure there's a young student out there who could really do with this kind of advice. But other than that, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.